Hey Taurus, TT here with a channeled message for all of my Taurus, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars placements. All right, also rising signs as well. You may find that some of the messages resonate with you. All right, this could play out now or this could be a message for the future. So, um, claim it when it resonates, leave it until it does. I appreciate all the love in the comments. If you are receiving any WhatsApp, if you're receiving any WhatsApp phone number comments posing as me, that is a scam. That is not me. So just be careful in the comments, you guys. It's really difficult to go back all the way in all the other messages and keep deleting it. So just be on the lookout for that. If you do see it, know that it's not me. I would never solicit anything through the comment section. If you would like to book a personal reading, all of that information is always posted in the description box under my Wizio page. You should be able to find me, and there's never any concerns about that. My email address is also on my about me on the channel. Okay, so if you're new, welcome to our little love nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you are returning, welcome back. My name is Keela. My friends call me TT. You are welcome to call me either, and let's talk about it. Okay, so Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I don't know, I just drew a blank just now, which is so crazy. Every time I start channeling Taurus, like the music changes. All right, a lot of old negative energy that was blocking your heart chakra is being removed. So I need you to know that you are beautiful. I need you to know that you are loved, and that you do not have to seek love. Okay, Spirit wants me to tell you that you do not have to seek love. You do not have to earn someone's love, or go out of your way to appease another person to validate for you that they love you. Okay, and you do not have to be worthy of love. You are love. So make sure you inhale and you exhale and release all of the energies that may be blocking your heart chakra. Okay, love is always waiting for you to come home to that truth that you are love. Okay. So let's see. I don't know why I needed to say that or who needed to hear that, but a lot is coming to you. If you've been having any financial struggles, or you are trying to manifest some inheritance or residual wealth, I feel like any issues in regards to your home or your business, finances, those things are being healed right now. So you may receive like some unexpected increase in your finances, which is true. Income tax season is upon us, so this could be something now or later. But even if this is something to do with like, this is meant for you. Okay, so don't feel guilty about some blessings that you have coming towards you. For those of you where those blessings are coming towards you, and people may be mad that you had to leave them behind. Like, I feel like this year you really blocked people, or you just stopped fucking with certain people. Don't feel bad about that, okay, at all. I'm seeing a lot of people working from home or trying to transition into working from home. This is going to be a confirmation for you that keep doing it. It's going to be very successful. You're going to be very prosperous. If you've been experiencing like maybe there's a blockage or there's some type of like stalemate, something's not coming in as quickly as it used to, don't worry. Spirit is saying like that is going to be healed as well. When your heart chakra is opened up, you're going to feel like you can manifest or attract what it is you need to attract when it comes to your finances and career. You made a very hard choice, and Spirit is very proud of you. But you couldn't keep dividing your loyalty, okay? Because you're very loyal. You commit to something, Taurus. When you got your eyes set on something, you commit to it and you put your all into it. So this needed your undivided attention. Like, you needed to get back in your personal power. You needed to get back in your seat, your position. You may have been trying to split that energy to give it to somebody else, or to like be fair with another person. But Any opposition that it was creating, I feel like some of y'all cut y'all family off as well, so you can focus on your stability. That's too many, Spirit. You keep getting this envy card, which is showing me like people are secretly mad about something that you're creating or something that you're doing. Not that it matters, but Spirit wants you to know that if you got haters, you're doing something right, okay? So keep doing what you love. Don't feel discouraged, because I feel like people, maybe whoever you are, this ain't gonna resonate for everybody, but I'm picking up a very strong Taurian energy. You know where you're going, okay? You know where you're going, and I feel like, I don't know why I wore this shirt today, but I was like, Spirit, really, this shirt? But it glows in the dark, okay? Of course, it's not dark right now, so it ain't glowing, but this is skeleton. So you may be having people like coming for your reputation, or trying to dig up old skeletons in your closet, or trying to look for things that they can restrict you from this frequency that you're on, right? So it feels like, what does it say? Believe in yourself. I feel like you're doing something like your dreams, you're believing in yourself, and with that you have people that are looking at your personal life, and they're trying to identify why you're better than them, or they're trying to do like a comparison analysis of like your story and theirs, and they're trying to look for ways to attack you about your ancestry, where you come from. They're like looking at you, Taurus, like, why are you so good at something? Okay, why do you feel like you have all the answers? What makes you so great? Why are all these things coming for you, Taurus? And the reason why it's coming to you is because you believe in yourself. You believe that this is your birthright. You believe that you didn't come from a privileged life. I don't feel like any of you have that I'm picking up in this reading. I feel like you had to really believe in yourself in order to acquire this inheritance. A lot of your family or your friends may have sat on the sideline and tried to and instead of getting on board with you, all right, and going in the direction that you're going, they may have demonized your decisions or your choices. Yeah, because it went against the grain, or it went against their old belief systems. A lot of you are generational curse breakers, and if you have an exceedingly large amount of funds that are coming to you through abundance, there's a lot of people that is envious of you for that, because they're still stuck in that old pattern. And I feel like this is really hard, because these family and friends that you have, like, everything that you're doing, Taurus, is not just for yourself, right? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So I feel like the blessings that have been coming to you isn't because it can't come to nobody else. It's because it's really intended to inspire. All right. You were given that mantle. You were given that those blessings, those downloads, those ideas, right? And you acted on them. You made those business moves. You chose to follow the light, right? And not dim your light for other people to feel comfortable in your presence. So in this next season, or what you're currently going through right now, is you're about to really see that you got a lot of Judas around you. You're about to really see that you're being crucified, and you only here to help you're only here for the culmination for everybody to eat. That's how I feel. Like, I just get this energy like you're here to make things right, not to tear people down, but they're trying to distort your perception, and make you feel like you have a responsibility to do it for them. And I'm gonna repeat that. They want you to feel like you have to do it for them. Okay? And that is not, you can leave behind the tools, the resources, and the keys, or the wisdom of what it is you have, but you're not obligated to spoon feed people. You have the same 24 hours in a day as anybody else. They could pick up their cell phone and Google the same question they're going to ask you when it's something that in relation to themselves, right? But if they're not able to connect the dots and see the bigger picture in whatever it is that you're sharing or doing in your life, then they just can't see, right? They just can't see. They're just unable to go with you. And this may be a difficult thing for you to do because you have like this no man left behind type of energy, but it's becoming like a very heavy weight or very heavy backpack to carry with you. Yeah. Because you keep trying to get people to see like 44 is significant. I don't know. I've been seeing 444 all day, every day. It's like it's on everything. The clock, my phone, just random stuff. So that could be significant for someone here as well. With journey here, this is showing me like, yeah, firefly. Don't let nobody bottle you up, bottle you in. So someone's trying to put you in a jar. Because you know how a lot of times what they'll do is people that have like this magical essence about them. You're a firefly, right? So they'll get these mason jars and then they'll try to put you in a jar and like close the cap and then like shake it up. And then you continue giving them the light until you die off. So it's like people are trying to put you in these jars or attach you to certain people and say, oh, you're just like this, or you're like a reincarnation of that. And like they could even be trying to, like, they want to follow you, but it's like they're following you because they don't know how to, like, how do I explain this to y'all? These are for my Tauruses that are out here trying to get people to discover the light within themselves. However, on your journey thus far, you're noticing that there's another shift coming. Why? Because the baggage that you've acquired, these people, places and things, mainly people, right? Because we had envy come out. They don't want to see they don't want to experience that light activate inside of them. They want to be yes men, yes women. They want like they need a shepherd. Okay? And I feel like with wonder here, this is showing me that God's presence, all right, divine consciousness is showing up in wonderful ways. It's showing up through testimonies. Like it's a living, breathing entity, right? So with this wonder, the days of just following another person and having that person accumulate all this karma as, oh, I did what this person told me to do because they were God in the flesh, right? No, I don't feel like you don't want that mantle. This is like each individual person has to realize that divinity is on their head. You, like, God is calling for is replicating itself through each individual person, not just one person. So this journey is really calling for you to let go. And I feel like the reason why you have to let go is so that you can die and be reborn again. You're going through your own revelation process. And a lot of people won't be able to go with you because you're exceeding the level of consciousness that you were once on. And you have to be okay with that. And I feel like with mirrors here, you're someone that you reflect. Okay, you're a mirror in this universe, in this dimension. So you reflect wholeness, right? With anyone that comes anyone that comes into contact with you, you're reflecting that wholeness, right? So that wholeness that you're reflecting, they're looking at you and they see you in themselves, right? Or they see themselves in you, and they believe that they are capable of doing what you're doing, and they are. However, if you remove yourself from the equation, that light dims, right? It wasn't something that was earned. It wasn't something that they got to acquire. It was temporary. So the moment that you're being removed out of the environment, it's going to force these people to realize and come to a realization that they hadn't really done the work. They hadn't really put forth the everyday efforts to become the person that's necessary to say that I am healed, right? It was an illusion by way of reflection. So the reason why Spirit is calling you away from that is so that these people, your family, your friends, can reroute their sense of purpose, self-worth, their stability, no longer on a human, but back onto themselves. And you were intended to inspire, but a lot of times we come into these environments as earth angels or as anointed prophets and all these different wonderful works, right? When we can't win them all, right? Everywhere we go, sometimes we can give ourselves a distorted perception of being able to still be in control of our environment, where I'm going to go into an environment and I'm going to exude exceptional, perfect positivity, right? And everyone around me is going to naturally become positive because I'm positive. So now I'm in control of my environment at all times. I've pretty much used my own energy from within and externalized it and put everyone under a sleeping spell. Okay? A sleeping spell of positivity. No different than if a person put a sleeping spell or a subliminal spell over someone for a negative reason. Yeah, you might feel like your reasons are more positive, right? But it doesn't allow the person to take off those rose-colored glasses and see themselves for who they really are, so they can earn the right for themselves to become divine. You understand what I'm trying to say right now? This is like Spirit is saying, I don't need you to control who will and who will not get it. You don't have to carry that cross. You don't have to sacrifice yourself that way. If you allow me to show up through you, the wonders will speak for itself. All right? The seeds will grow by itself. So for anyone that is struggling with being able to see that about themselves, this is what Spirit, all right, has been trying to say. You need balance. You need balance. And this is why a lot of times you'll have people that are spinning this narrative of, oh, well, I'm only positive. It's like fake it till you make it, right? Which only lasts for a certain period of time. And then when you're no longer around or they get rid of you, it's like martyrdom, right? When you're no longer the public figure, no matter how much you were trying to help them see the dream for themselves, once you're taken out of the equation, all those people that were living vicariously through your energy that you were exuding for miles and miles and miles and into the minds of many people, when they take you out, everyone else lose hope just like that, because it was externalized into another human being, like the Holy Grail, like God, which is why when Christ said I wouldn't come back in that way, the reason why Christ said that was because it was going to come back in numbers where everyone would be called to go on that journey to actually confront what's in my shadow, right? Who am I? what parts of myself need addressing? What patterns needs my undivided attention right now? And then through that experience, through that testimony, right? The wonders of that relationship with God would be transferred into tablets. It would be transferred into books. It would be transferred into vlogs and documents, leaving behind a gift to express the same journey. But the amount of pressure that you've put on yourself, Taurus, it's almost like hypnosis, right? It's almost like hypnosis. Healer of the ages. Healer of the ages. As within, so without. If I shine my light bright enough, you'll get out of you'll wake up, or you'll get out of your own way with this anxiety. You'll transform if I shine my light bright enough. You don't need to control this, Taurus. You don't need to control your family. You don't need to give them the keys. You don't need to give them everything. The student will always find the teacher. And when the student no longer needs the teacher, they will go about their way. And you need to know this, Taurus, because you're the Hierophant. You are the teacher. No matter what you do, I don't care if you're teaching ballet. You don't have to reflect to them all the great things that you need them to see in order to create your army, or in order to create your initiative. You need to allow divinity to channel through you. They have that experience and you let it go. You understand? You just let it go. Because I feel like this is balancing your left and right brain, but remembering that there's still a Godhead, right? Remembering that you still gotta allow that higher source to be in the middle, okay? Because you've thought this out. Like, whoever you are, you have thought this out to a science. You have really, and they always say sometimes science is the absence of God, right? Because there's some things that you can't explain. You know what I'm saying? Certain phenomena you can't explain, but you experience it. It happened. Therefore, it validates by natural order that it exists. This is for my Tauruses that have the envy that you're experiencing right now. Is you're trying to remind your followers, your people, or whatever this is, that of who the true enemy is. Okay? Now, there's a boomerang happening. Yeah, there's a boomerang happening where this is a trick, okay? And I don't necessarily feel like it's you, but it's intentional. It's intentional, and this is why God is saying they need you to stand down and let God show up on behalf of you, especially when it comes to family and friends, because you're being crucified for something. Yeah, you're being crucified for something, and it's the people closest to you are intimidated by your light, and rather than surrender and allow the metamorphosis to occur, you're standing even stronger, you're standing harder, and you're like, no, I'm going to stand up to this, and I'm going to shine brighter, and eventually it's going to force you to change. Listen, stand down. Whoever you are, allow this transition to occur. You have 2020. This could have started for 2020 for you, all right, where you started to look at things differently. And there was a reason for that. In 2020, like, the world was still. And in that space of stillness, an experience happened. Something magical happened. It was the works of God amongst the initiative of negativity, right? Did God stop the negative aspects from happening? No. But God knew that in the space of silence and being still, an experience will happen naturally. Because right now, you can't really hear God. You hear it, but you have people around you that is betting on you, or they're counting on you to miss this next phase of your experience. Okay, you need to go on a pilgrimage. Okay, this is your rebirth that's happening right now, your metamorphosis that's happening right now. Your spirit guides are trying to tell you to stand down and be still. All right, allow the hate to come in, allow the negativity to exist, because we live in the realm of duality. So where there's positivity, there has to be an equal charge of negativity. And if you try to control the negativity too, you're going to let the devil win, because the devil's laughing at the fact that you're not aware that you're being set up. You're aware that you're being set up, but you're trying to control the narrative of how it plays out. And you don't have to do all of that, because God is about to work wonders in your life. What God needs you to do is be still. God needs you to become the hermit. Okay? The hermit. God needs you to be still and allow this metamorphosis to, it's going to burn. Yeah, it's going to feel like fire and brimstone in your core. But when everything rescinds back to ash, you about to rise. I don't know, like you transform people, or you transmute energy. You got to be a transmuter of energy. This is your gift. This is your strong suit. But wait a minute though. You don't got to transmute this. You're going to go on your pilgrimage. You're going to go on your fast. You're going to separate yourself. And you're going to allow it to do what it's meant to do for you. You're going to allow it to work for you. And on that journey, you're going to be reborn. A new level of your own, a new level of ascension is about to occur through you. And I feel like, yeah, you got to walk away from this, especially if you're a speaker. All right. And you are using your throat chakra to speak. There's an event that has to occur. You gotta let certain people go, and you have to go into solitude. You have to go into your mountain, like Moses did, right? And you're gonna come back out with your templates, okay? Or you're gonna come back out with something else. But you gotta walk away from these people. It's a sacrifice. Because you're almost there. It's like you're almost there. You're like, I can feel it. I can see it going. But when you see things decrease, that's a confirmation that you're about to rise. But you need to go on some type of pilgrimage. You got to remove yourself from a certain environment. They're not reflecting the same level of mindset of consciousness that you're growing into. They're not culminating the same experiences as you. They're blocking you from your destiny. This is already showing me that you've been shown your future. You've been shown your future, but you have these reflections, okay, trying to keep you from it. You've been shown your destiny. You've been shown your future. Yeah, the right people are about to come in. You got supportive connections. New supportive connections, not no old people. This is what you're manifesting. New supportive connections. You're going to let them have that. You're going to let them have that. But before you start creating again, Spirit is saying you need to go on a journey of solitude. All right? A journey of solitude. You have to return to nothingness so you can be everything at the same time. But because you're so close to it, it feels so close you could touch it. But there's a transformation that has to occur. And I feel like your harvest is right on the other side. You see how this is lining up? Let me show you. Look at this. You see this doorway or this pathway? This is you. You won't have to go through this direction. You don't have to go this way. Yeah, that's a way you can get there. Yes, a lot of people do that, especially in the music industry, especially in certain industries where you got to go through you got to get into business or get into bed with certain people in order to get where you're going. You do not have to do that. God does not want you to go that way. Okay? God doesn't want you to have to compromise your integrity. God doesn't want you to have to create skeletons in your closet. God doesn't want you to have to feel like you need to go out of fear, because we only operating on two motivations. We got fear or love. So if you ain't operating in the spirit of love, you operate in the spirit of fear. Fear will cause you to believe, right? It's a trick. Will cause you to believe that you need to control the situation, and you need to make certain moves to assure your destination. You don't got to do none of that, because there's an anointing over your life. There's a purpose for you. Yeah, some people may have to go that route, but not you. Not you. And it's going to be like you're going to be supported, but it ain't gonna come through this. And you got to believe, right? We live on Manifestation Boulevard. We live on Miracle Boulevard. And on this boulevard, everything that they have said that you couldn't do, you've already been shown or received the vision of you experiencing it, living in it. You are a master astral traveler. You know how to heal the sick. You know how to restore. And they're going to demonize you for that, right? Oh, you're controlling, or you are doing what, this person did. I mean, despite popular demand, right, or despite popular belief systems, the only thing that the human mind can do is compare it to something else in order to feel a sense of belonging. So the group of people that you're dealing with, they require a sense of belonging. They lack identity. They don't know thyself. And you can tell them in 10 different languages to learn who you are, to research who you are, to become close and go within, but they don't hear none of that, right? Because they can't figure out why, based off of the light of positivity that you mirror to them, why when they are away from you, their reality still looks the same. Because they were yes men and yes women. Okay, followers do not create divine beings. You got to become a leader, which means every last single individual person has to go on their own pilgrimage to become a leader. It was never intended in this Aquarian age for the need to be up underneath someone or submissive to someone. We submit to God. We submit to God. Not everybody is called for this path, but for those of you that are called for this path, you submit to God. And if your partner is not submitting to God and you are not submitting to God, then such turn awayeth. It's the balance. It's the checks and balances of both powers. That's what keeps it together. That's what really keeps the foundation together. There's no need to feud as masculine and feminine energy, right? If you have submitted to someone higher than you, a purpose higher than you, not a purpose of this dimension, or like we trying to make moves, or we trying to do this, whoop, 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 or we trying to make plays. Forget all of that. Forget all of that. In order to be a great leader, you have to remain balanced. You have to submit to God or a higher source. That relationship has to be maintained. It's the only thing to keep your temple, right? Your temple solid. Whether your family stay around, whether your relationships stay around, whether your kids stay around, you know that they're never really gone. You know that they're never really ever gone, but you always willing to let them go, no matter who they are, because they don't belong to you, and you don't gotta control everything. Fear tells you gotta control. Fear tells you that you have to be perfect. Fear is telling you this. But if you have faith and trust to balance out that fear when it comes to matters of love and why you are of service in any capacity on your journey, that it's going to be, right? And there's always going to be a shift. Even when the enemy or the devil, they're not really your enemy. And the more they get you to focus on that, on what it isn't, because you're so headstrong on trying to make it become what it isn't, and see the greatness of that restored, you're already living from a perspective of, I gotta fix something. God don't need you to fix people. God needs you to allow that light that was put inside of you, that beam of ideas, creativity, expressions, whatever you were impregnated with in your subconscious, God needs you to bring that into fruition. That is it. Everything else will happen naturally. If you pay attention to a lot of different this isn't like fear, because they're mad at something that you're doing, okay, powers that be, whatever, they've gotten you caught up in their initiative, okay, and God is trying to call you back, trying to heal something for you, trying to bring you back to love, because they're making something out of you that isn't of your true nature. It isn't of who you truly are, right? And this is how a lot of times they'll take a lot of great leaders and they will become narcissistic, or they can lean too far over to the left or too far over to the right. And it's by way of control, wanting to control everything. We have depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yeah. You start being like, oh, I know that person's against me. I know they this, or I know they talking about me. You start looking at everything around you through a different lens. And I feel like you really trying real hard to be positive in a negative environment. But that was the sign that God wanted you to leave that environment. God didn't show you that it wasn't healthy for you to be in that environment because you were meant to stay there and force everyone to wake up and force everyone to realize who you are, because we have a mission to do, or we have a purpose. I feel like you're trying to create generational wealth. I feel like you're trying to do some things that ain't never been done before. But if you just take a step back, because God is trying to give you a new environment. God is trying to give you peace. And that's the only way we experience peace is when we're still. And I feel like this journey is going to be a journey where you're just not going to take anything. You ain't going, you don't need nothing but you. You returning back to basics right here. You don't need nothing but you. This could have started in October, changes in your life. Didn't I say you're going through a metamorphosis? You got butterfly, y'all. Come on now. A change for the better. Cobwebs, protected from negative forces beyond your control. I just said this. This route, okay, that God is trying to take you in is to protect you from these negative forces. Yeah, they're coming for you. Yeah, they are. You know this. But you're trying to stand strong. All right? You might know that they're not on the same level as you. You got younger men, dealings or relationship with a younger man. This could be your younger brother, your younger friend. You know, you have some people that are envious and jealous of you, and you're trying to outshine, outwit, and blind these haters. But Spirit said you don't got to do that. Because guess what? The storm is coming for those that went in the route that you're going. But you're divine. So the divine said, I want you to go on a pilgrimage. I want you to go a different route. I don't want you getting into business. I don't want you getting into bed with certain people. Do you believe and have faith that you will be provided for? I don't want you thinking you need to get that loan from that person. I don't want you to think that you need to get that person around you that's offering to help you. Like, there's not the only option for you. Some of y'all are dealing with somebody, they jealous of you, but you tolerate them because you don't believe that you're going to find better. Some of y'all are sticking with relationships because you know that they're not on your level. If they're not on your level, they got to go. Right now, right here, if they are not on your level and you have to ignore their behavior and keep shining light into them, you have to manipulate them to be better. You holding them up. But God ain't there holding them up with you. God has left the building. Which means you're exerting off your strength alone. Didn't I just say you got to get back to the basics? Go back to your journaling. Go back to your quiet space. You got to become the hermit. Yeah, up until May, up until springtime, you need to, between now and May, you need to be talking to God. You need to plant your ass on somebody's grass or in a dark space, and you need to have a relationship with God again. And anyone disrupting that connection that you have, remove them from your space. Remove yourself. You hard-headed. And I know you hard-headed because I can see it. It's like looking at my damn self right now. You hard-headed. I've had to learn this lesson over and over and over again. But you don't like listening to people. You damn sure don't like taking criticism from nobody. I'm only the messenger. I ain't here to tell you what to do. I can't control you. I don't desire to control you or anybody for that matter. When you started, you were walking alone. You were born alone. You've been walking alone for many years. You're just taking a different route. That's all. You're just taking a different route. And May is going to be promising for you. You don't need company. And you don't need people on your team. But you've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. I can see it. You've been giving so much. How much you got left? See, a lot of times we'll go, right? And we'll have it down to science so well. to appease people, right? And this is how you know when you're reverting back to that employer mindset, right? You're used to having busy work. So if you have too much time on your hands, you're like, I gotta go do something. I gotta be productive. But just try it out. Instead of going to be productive and feeling like you need to accumulate with things to do or accumulate with things to put out, right? Or be of service and give. Go ahead and just be still. This is like, be still. And some of y'all are dealing with the older man, okay? Dealing with a relationship with the older man. You got needle in thread. A sincere wish will be granted. You're going to get your wish, but you need to, like what you're about to do, imagine you have to become so, how do I explain it? You got to become needle and thread. You're going to need your focus and your attention so you don't miss something. So you don't miss your wish. And by allowing this ploy to distract you from your blessings and that you meant to experience. This has a lot to do with money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. Yeah, this is both. You need to go towards water, spend more time in water, listening to waterfalls, danger, especially in money matters, because somebody is jealous of how far you've come thus far. All right, this could be your own damn father. This could be your spouse. This could be a father and son relationship. And there's just something about you not believing that whoever these masculine energies in your life, okay, you could be a lot wiser than someone, but someone's on your ass and they are not happy about what you're doing, what you're promoting, and they want you to like partner with them, do certain things with them. Look at this. They gonna backstab you. You got Judases around you. Fear, worries, tense situations. Like, oh, trust me, we're gonna protect you. You don't need protection. You don't need a group. You don't need a clique. You don't need nothing. All right. Let me talk to you for a second. You don't need none of them. You don't need none of them. Some of y'all, that's coming in the form of a contract deal. Don't sign no contracts right now. You need to know, don't go this way. They're trying to lure you to get into bed with them in these business deals or contracts or whatever these moves are, because the tower is coming for them. They haven't been operating in integrity. They've been doing a lot of things underneath the table. There's secrets here. The moon is here. And you have a man, listen. You have you have the touch of like God on your life, okay? You are literally important. Especially in this time, in this age. Look at that healer of the ages. You have an important aspect, okay? And understand that soulmates and karmic partners are not just romantic. They are also your family. They are also your friends. They are the people closest to you. This has a lot to do with your family. There's some dirty deeds here. So Spirit's trying to get to you and get you to sit still so they could talk to you. They just say, let me think about it. God, just think about it for a while. Seek guidance. Weeping willow, family sorrow. This is going to be a change for the better. It started in October. It's going to be here till May. And I feel like that's when you really not going to be out of the clear until June. May, June. In June, things will be picking up again. This is only your breakthrough. But certain people got to get from around you. And the only way they're going to get from around you is if spirit allows it to look like you on your downfall. Because really the tower is meant for them. But they know that if they can get into business with you, or if they can get into collaboration with you or network with you, whatever things that they have done, you can share the karma with them. Taurus, you really want that? Right? I love Tauruses. And I know that a lot of people in this world will manipulate Taurus and use them and like brush, like you attract a lot of Judases, like people closest to you stab you right in your back. And then they'll make you be afraid of like someone coming after you and try to coerce you into seeking refuge and getting into agreement with certain people. But it's a fear tactic. And some of y'all, this could be like in your own relationship. They using a fear tactic. Let me share a little story with you, because I'll never forget this. Right? When was this? 20. This had to be 20. Yeah, this was like 7. Yeah, this was 2014. And I'm going to wrap it up because I know I'm taking a long time. But in 2014, I was dealing with my ex, right? And I never got pulled over a day in my life. I really was a safe driver. I never got in trouble, right? I didn't have no reason to. I was homeschooled majority of my life. I didn't go to public school till high school, right? So when I got my car, I got my license and things like that. And I went out to college, to Tallahassee, as a matter of fact. Now, when I moved from Tallahassee and I moved to Georgia, by this point, I was pregnant, right? And I was pregnant with my daughter. She was 7 months. And this is crazy that I'm telling you this, because we're in the year 2023 is the year of the 7, right? A Great Depression could be coming on too. So like a lot of this energy is showing that a lot of people's secret. I did a whole reading on this where spirit was revealing that a lot of people in high places that haven't been operating in integrity, they about to be exposed, expedited karma is coming towards them. All types of things, money laundering, secret initiatives, secret societies, all these different things is going to be exposed. So we had a whole reading talking about this. Now, peep this. 2014, I had got a job, right? I ain't never want to work for nobody. But that year I went and got a job because based off what I could see with my 2 eyes, I wasn't going to be able to thrive because I had already had a 2-year-old daughter, and I needed, I had got pregnant and I needed to make sure that I was going to be able to provide. That's me making sure that, right? That's me controlling the situation. So I got the job. So my whole pregnancy I worked. That's why I say my middle child, she's a Gemini. I always say that she a thug because like I went to jail with her. You know what I'm saying? So let me tell you how this went. Every day in Stone Mountain, I passed this. Like I would drive from work and I would go pick up my partner at the time, and we only had one car. So, I was making shit shake. I had to do what I had to do. So I never forget, I was passing the bridge on the highway and I kept looking at the jail that was like on Memorial Drive. And it was just like, damn, I don't know why I keep looking at that jail, and I felt like a sense of fear come in. And I was like, I don't know why it's like I'm constantly looking at it. I was drawn and I kept looking at it. Now, I couldn't decipher whether or not it was a fear of like, be careful, if that was my intuition, or if that was just me just, I don't know, having a moment. Now, every time I was pregnant with my children, I was way more sensitive. So, long story short, 3 days straight, every time I passed that jail, I was like, I don't know what it is about that damn jail. It don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? I would look at the top and I'm like, it just doesn't feel right. It feels like something's off. And, my partner at the time was like, oh, just ignore it. I feel you. I understand. Couldn't really give me nothing else except, like, there's nothing there in his brain. You know what I'm saying? It was light off. Long story short, I keep saying long story short. This ain't no short story. I was tied to this situation. Let me tell you how I was tied to the situation. Come to find out, on the third day, y'all, I'm going down Memorial Drive, the same route. And I remember asking my boyfriend at the time, I was like, can you drive? Because I was tired. And he was like, he's tired too. So we were over there arguing about who's more tired than the other. So he's in the passenger seat, knocked out. I'm 7 months pregnant. I'm driving. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I don't like arguing with people. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. It's too much brain cells for that being used. So I drove, and then it was a black officer. I'll never forget. He pulled me over, and he was angry. Like, this man was angry, and I was like, answering his questions, and he's like, license and registration. He was like, you didn't, when you switched lanes, you cut me off. You didn't use your light. And I remember using my signals, but I was like, okay, if he said I didn't, I ain't arguing with this man. So I gave him my driver's license, and he came back. It was a short period of time. He was like, step out the car, and I got out the car. And he just started arresting me. And I'm like, for what? He was like, your license is suspended. Now, mind you, I'd never been pulled over a day in my life. I never even acquired a ticket. I never signed for a ticket. So how can I have a suspended license for something I never got in trouble for? So, he was handling me all rough or whatever. I ignored that part. Granted, and so my boyfriend at the time woke up and was like, why she getting arrested? He just was doing a whole bunch of talking. That's all he ever do, just talk, right? So we get to the car, and I end up having to sleep at the jail cell. Why? Because my boyfriend at the time, he didn't have his shit together, and he couldn't get me out of jail. I told him to go get my sister, and he spent more time trying to like pacing the floor. Can't believe I actually got arrested. And he didn't go get my sister until later that evening. So by the time he got my sister, who had because when you do a bail's bondsman or whatever, you got to have your driver's license or whatever got to be to your address. So they will only do it if you're like a resident or something. And we only been there for a month, so I wasn't really like, or 3 months, and I wasn't really no, actually I lied. We were there for like a year, but I never changed my license. I never did anything, so I had no idea my license was suspended. So long story short, that was another slap on the wrist. And then my sister, by the time she got me bailed out, I didn't get released till the next morning. So here I am pregnant. I had to sit in the downstairs in the waiting room. They wouldn't let me make a phone call, right? They were trying to break my spirit, really, essentially. That's how I feel. And I almost cried when they dressed me out in orange. When they dressed me out, I almost cried, y'all. I was like, I remember she made me like bend over and cough and stuff. And then I started to like get teary eyed, and she was like, don't do it. And I promise you, she was probably the only nice lady in there. Everybody in there looked just like me. Evil. They were all so evil. They were like, oh, if you ask another question, we're gonna put you we're gonna tie you to the chair. It was crazy. Like, there is no way that type of stuff should be going on at no jail cell. You feel me? So, and that's my first time ever being incarcerated on any level. So what happened after that? So I went upstairs. They dressed us out. I went upstairs. They didn't have no water. I had no cups. I had to drink water from the sink. And they had like, in order to talk to anybody, you had to press the button. They do like an intercom thing. The mattress was hard, and I was starting to panic. Like, I was in that jail cell, and I was starting to panic because I couldn't believe that I was in jail. There was no reason why I should be in jail. So I couldn't sleep, and I was upset with my situation. And I knew that I wasn't in the wrong. I didn't do anything. So, you know, when you innocent, but you have to wait and let things play out. So I sat there in the cell, and instead of sleeping on the bed, I just sat on the damn floor, and I crossed my legs, and like I crossed my leg in a sitting position, and I just started meditating. I got real quiet. And I don't even know how long I sat there for so long. I don't even know how I sat there, y'all, because I didn't even feel my ass hurting. I stopped feeling anything in my body, anything at all. I stopped experiencing discomfort. And it was at that moment that I discovered that I really had control over my reality. But it took me being in a very uncomfortable position to get me to sit down. So a lot of times, great people will go and be forced to sit down in jail or other places because they refuse to pay attention or listen or grow. And I'm not saying that that's okay, but when you have something important to do, before you do anything, sit down and be still, right? And allow the answers and the moves to come to you. Because your course right now is being redirected, and that's why I'm sharing my personal testimony with you, because you're resisting the course direction that you're having right now. So when they let me out of jail and I figured out why I was even arrested, it turned out that my boyfriend at the time, when we were living in Miami, he would drive to work every day in my car, right? Through the tolls. So he would go down the Sun Pass, and the car didn't have no Sun Pass. So he said, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. So because he wanted to get to work every day, instead of him going to go get a Sun Pass and doing it the right way and considering how it would affect me, he just went through the thing and let it charge up on my tag. So my tag had like a large bill of tickets that were in my name that were being mailed to Tallahassee, because that was the last registered address for my tag. That's where I got my car. So through my association with him, because I was refusing to let that person go, when I was constantly my course was constantly trying to be redirected, I was so focused on doing it or making something work or being in control of my reality that I became guilty by association. When the truth of the matter is, I didn't need to be with that person. I didn't need to be in that place. I was being given signs, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't hear it because I was still going through, I was stressed, right? I was afraid of not being loyal. Loyalty can sometimes be to the detriment of Tauruses, because we're loyal sometimes to a fault, and we end up taking a major lesson in association with that. And it ain't nothing wrong with lessons, but things like this can be avoided. Situations like this can be avoided. A no is a no, Taurus. So if you say no, you don't owe nobody no explanation. You know? And that's how I feel like you need to know that, because you coming up, you going through a transformation, but you got someone trying to make you, like, intimidate you or fear tactic you, or, you know, they trying to get you caught up in something with them. Yeah, they trying to, look at, did I say you gonna go through a fire? You about to be reborn. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate. A stubborn, aggressive person. Yeah, you dealing with a stubborn, aggressive person, but you got the key. Listen, y'all don't understand how much keys meant to me. From the day that I was in that cell, I looked at that lock, and I could not help but remember that there was no lock. It was like the sliding door. So I just kept staring at the door because it bothered me, and it made me anxious at the fact that I could not see the lock. Like, I needed this is how you know you don't like being in boxes, right? You can't box, you just can't box me in, okay? So, and the door, it's like one of those doors where you, like, they can control it from where they are. I didn't like that fact. You can control it from where you are, you know? It lacked humanity. It just lacked humanity, right? So the door was a slide door, and there was no bars. It was like it's like it was all encased, where there was only like a little square glass window that you couldn't even break. And man, it's another type of experience, that just those 24 hours on that hill. And the crazy part about it is the jail was at the top of the hill on Memorial Drive. You can see it when you at the bottom of the hill. You can see it at the top of the mountain. Y'all, it bugged the shit out of me that I could not see a key insert in that door, which made me like panic, because I was like, I've always felt like there's always a way out. Like my dad used to always say to me, nothing is ever lost that can be found, right? And I always stuck that with me. So anytime there was a situation that I was in, I always believed that there was nothing that was lost that can't be found. So I could conjure up, right, the remedy to any situation, the solution to any situation. And sometimes being able to do that can make you, if you're too extreme with it, it can lead you to control, and that need to control can make you a detriment to yourself and others, right? So successful outcome to your problems, like, you have the key. You got the key. But this key you can't see. This key is going to be a key that it's a spiritual key. And you're going to have to sit and be still, and you're going to have to receive the answers and the solutions in alignment with the God that's trying to speak to you within yourself. It's going to sound just like you, but the only way to hear it, you got to be still, and you got to trust. You got to trust. It's going to be a painful choice, but stress, right? It ain't worth it. If it's bringing you stress, it ain't worth it. But this key is going to be a spiritual key that's going to manifest. And I believe that this situation, you're going to walk right out of it with your freedom. You're going to walk right out of it without barely being touched. Okay? You may be on timeout for a little bit, but you're going to be all right. Because I really feel like you've been attacked in some capacity for this key. There's something that you know how to do. You've been attacked, or you've been under attack for something that you know, some success that you've experienced, blessings, and these adversaries are coming in to test your faith. And whatever fight or shots that have been fired towards you, they're expecting it to take you out. But you finna be barely scratched or touched. And really, they're gonna be the ones that, Humpty Dumpty, they're gonna have a great fall. Their descent is going to be because they came for you. Their descend is going to come because you are what I see here is you bring down these type of things. So yeah, they are going to try to hurt you through your relationships because they know that you're loyal. They know you love hard. But you've had an experience. I don't know why I get this intuitive knowing where you've had an experience before where you were hanging on the fence of something and you were at a crossroads and you had a decision to make. And whatever this decision was that you needed to make, you realized at that moment that you were never supposed to be around those people, places, or things to begin with. You need to revert back to that when you had that reality come to you or that realization come to you. So yeah, your course is being redirected. I do feel like for some of you, a lot of people are going to leave your life. A lot of people are going to try to deceive you. They want you to stay connected and tied to, look at this, you're going the opposite direction. It's like you were going towards somebody, but you're about to see someone's lies for what it is. You're about to see someone's deceptive ways, and you're going to be like, nah, I'm good. I'll go the longer route. Like I said, this could be a contract. This could be a relationship. This could be a plethora of people. You may have wanted to date somebody, but you see the lies for what they are. Trust your intuition. And I feel like you're going to go back and you're going to realize that you need a higher love. You can't be on this vibration with these people no more. Look at that. You got a whole love relationship here. Your course is being redirected. This is like going nowhere really fast. Yeah, I said this the whole time. I said you got to become the hermit so you can shift your perspective again about something. Yeah, they're trying to use fear tactics to make something harder for you than it has to be. And they're about to receive karma. And they thought it was working for a while. Like they were like, oh yeah, Taurus is coming to me now. They could have been doing spell work on you. But they definitely was manipulating the situation, real toxic energy to get you to come towards them. They were like calling you in, trying to block your forward movements and like make you fall right back into their lap. Yeah, but you finna do like a reverse. Okay, yeah, a reversal. You look at this person, they're like, you going one way, you like, oops, sorry, reverse. Yeah, not you, buddy. Whoever this person is, not you. Some of you, this is someone from your past. You may know somebody already. You got the Six of Cups, or this is a past life connection. But this Hermit energy is saying like you're being guided towards a past life connection, but you were going somewhere fast. So like I said, supportive people, the right people are coming to you. Look at that. You got multiple devils around you. I feel like you and whoever your counterpart is, your divine counterpart is, they have the same like both of y'all were sent devils at the same time, like blockages, temptations, deceptive energy, but their deceptive ways is going to guide you right to each other. And I feel like the reason why it's guiding you to each other, look at this. Look at this. You got the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands. These are like two divine counterparts that are going through a transformation, that were sent a lot of chaos and confusion around what they should do. And it's like you're getting a redo at something. Like someone could have took your place. You know what I'm saying? In the past, like there could have been, yeah, these connections were like sent to like come in and take your place for you and your person. And it's like now y'all are being like taken back into time, and y'all having an opportunity to redo something. So something about wherever you met these people, you're gonna go back there for whatever reason, because y'all were supposed to meet each other at this point, or something could have happened at that point where y'all were going to meet each other, but things changed. Yeah, and someone could have got pregnant and it changed the course for forever, or someone created something with somebody else. But this was like an initiative to like confuse you guys. Yeah. And I feel like these options that are here, they're coming up now, and they want to give to the connection now, because they know that they're losing you, Taurus. Because you're about to go be happy with like your true divine counterpart. And I feel like you're gonna know these connections because it's stable, it's healthy, it's not, you guys are going to get to know each other. This is like a courting situation, and it creates a lot of like, the reason why y'all are such a threat is because once y'all get together, like that's when the karma like hits these false relationships, these yeah. The Sun. Once that aspect of y'all journey is complete, you're gonna see all the karma hit. Yeah, all the karma is about to hit these other people. Yep. Cause you gone, like gone. They just gonna watch from the sidelines. A lot of people watching on and holding on to y'all, and they're going to try to lie and deceive you and make you think that they are changed, but they have not changed their stripes. And I know this is like the theme for a while, but like I said, we got the Star. Yeah, none of these connections are just be patient. It's gonna be worth the wait. Something's gonna be worth the wait here, Taurus. Your wish fulfillment, like stable, solid connection is coming towards you. You don't have to rush. Like, you guys are being guided and protected. This connection is being protected, but I do feel like you're gonna have to be still and test the spirit. And I feel like you don't even gotta test the spirit. You've been given the answers. You just need to allow yourself to see it and let go of the control of how it plays out. This is like new levels, new devils. Okay, Taurus? I know I got a little long-winded, but I love you guys, and remember, love is always key. Okay? It's the foundation. It's either you're operating in love or you're operating in fear. Don't be afraid to let nobody go, even if you love them. Okay? All right, Taurus. I'll see you in the telepathic message. Bye.